Panagdaig sa Diyos ug sa tanan ug sa tanang kabuhatan. I am Jezabel Luza Abad, taking up Bachelor of Science in Computer Science at St. Puluman College, Pagadian City. In this video, I will going to discuss the 6th process of compilation. The first one is the lexical analysis. The second, the syntactic analysis or parsing. The third one is the semantic analysis. The third one is the intermediate code generation. The fifth one is the code optimization. And the last one is the code generation. So what are the phases of the compiler design? Compiler operates in various phases. Each phase transforms the source code from one representation to another. Every phase takes input from its previous stage and feeds its output to the next phase of the compiler. So there are 6 phases in a compiler. Each of these phases help in converting the high-level machine code. So the first one is the lexical analysis. It is the first phase when compiler scans the source code. This process can be left to right, character by character, and group these characters into tokens. Here, the character stream from the source code is grouped in meaningful sequences by identifying the tokens. It makes the entry of the corresponding tickets into the symbol table and passes the token to the next phase. Primary function of this phase are: identify the lexical units in a source code, classify lexical units into classes like constants, reserved words, and enter them in different tables. It will ignore comments in the source program. It will also identify token which is not a part of the language. So the phase 2 is the syntax analysis. It is all about discovering structure in code. It determines whether or not a text follows the expected format. The main aim of this phase is to make sure that the source code was written by the programmer is correct or not. Syntax analysis is based on the roles, based on the specific programming language by constructing the parse tree with the help of tokens. It also determines the structure of source language and grammar or syntax of the language. So there are the list of tasks performed in this phase. First, it obtains tokens from the lexical analyzer, checks if the expression is syntactically correct or not, report all syntax error, and construct a hierarchical structure which is known as a parse tree. Example: any identifier or number is an expression. If x is an identifier and y plus 10 is an expression, then x is equals to y plus 10 is a statement. The phase 3 is the semantic analysis. It checks the semantic consistency of the code. It uses the syntax tree of the previous phase along with the symbol table to verify that the given source code is semantically consistent. It also checks whether the code is conveying an appropriate meaning. It also checks for type mismatches, incompatible operands, a function called with improper comments, and understand variable. Functions of semantic phase are: it helps to store type information gathered and save it to symbol table or syntax tree. It allows to perform type checking. In the case of type mismatch, where there are no exact type of correction rules which satisfy the desired operation, a semantic error is shown. It also collects type of information and checks for the type compatibility. It checks if the source language permits the operands or not. So the phase 4 is the intermediate code generations. Once the semantic analysis phase is over, the compiler generates intermediate code for the target machine. It represents a program for some abstract machine. Intermediate code is between the high-level and machine-level language. This intermediate code needs to be generated in such a manner that makes it easy to translate it into the target machine code. So there are functions on intermediate code generation. First one, a code that is neither high-level nor machine code but a middle-level code is an intermediate code. We can translate the code to a machine code. So this stage, this is a bridge or way from analysis to synthesis. The phase 5 is the code optimizer. Now, coming to a phase that is totally optional, and it is code optimization. It also used to enhance the intermediate code. This way, the output of the program is able to run fast and consume less space. To improve the speed of the program, it eliminates the unnecessary strings of the code and organizes the sequence of statements. So here's the roles and responsibilities of a code optimizer. It removes the unused variables and unreachable code. It also enhances runtime and execution of the program. And last one is it produces streamlined code from the intermediate expression. So the last process of compilation is the code generator. It is the final stage of the compilation process. In this final phase, it tries to acquire the intermediate code as input, which is fully optimized and map it into the machine code or language. Later, the code generator helps in translating the intermediate code into the machine code. So there are also roles and responsibilities of a code generator. It also translates the intermediate code to target machine code and select and allocate memory spots and registers. That's all the 6 phases of compilation process. I hope it will give you more knowledge and apply it to your studies. God bless us all. Thank you.